Hi everyone! I hope that you have had a very nice Easter weekend with family. I hope that you've been able to get outside maybe a couple of times. And we're coming into week 2 of our at-home online learning. And this week I thought we could continue with the theme of Easter and spring and read a story about Peter Cottontail. So this is a story, it's called The Tales of Peter Rabbit. And it's by Beatrix Potter. Are you ready? Once there were 4 little bunnies. Their names were Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, and Peter. They lived with their mother under a very big fir tree. One morning, Rabbit said, "Today, you can go outside to play in the fields or travel a bit down the road, but do not go into Mr. McGregor's garden. It's a dangerous place for rabbits." "Now run along," said their mother, "and don't get into trouble while I'm gone." Then she put on her coat and hat and went through the woods to the market to buy bread and milk. Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail were good little bunnies. They went down the road to pick berries. But Peter was a very naughty bunny. He did not obey his mother. He ran down the road straight to Mr. McGregor's garden. Then he squeezed under the gate. First, Peter ate some lettuce and green beans. Then he ate some radishes. Peter ate so much that he got a tummy ache. He looked for some parsley to make him feel better. Then he saw Mr. McGregor. When Mr. McGregor saw Peter, he jumped up and grabbed his rake. "Stop! Thief!" he shouted. He ran after Peter. Peter was scared. He ran all over the garden trying to find the gate. He lost a shoe in the cabbage patch. Then he lost his other shoe in the potato patch. Mr. McGregor kept chasing Peter. Now that Peter had no shoes on, he could run faster than ever. He almost got away. But then the buttons on his blue jacket got caught in the branches of a bush. Peter was sure that Mr. McGregor would catch him now. He began to cry. Some friendly birds heard Peter crying. They tried to help Peter get free. Just then, Mr. McGregor came toward Peter with a basket. He planned to catch Peter by putting the basket on top of him, but Peter slipped out of his jacket and wiggled free just in time. He ran to the tool shed and jumped into a watering can. It would have been a good place to hide if it had not been full of very cold water. Mr. McGregor was sure that Peter was hiding in the tool shed. He began looking under flower pots for that naughty little rabbit. Just then Peter sneezed. Achoo! Mr. McGregor heard the sneeze and came right after him again. Peter jumped out of the window, knocking over some plants. Mr. McGregor tried to follow Peter, but the window was too small. He had grown tired of running after that naughty little rabbit. Mr. McGregor went back to his work. Peter sat down to rest. He was shaking and out of breath. He was wet from sitting in the watering can, and he still did not know which way to go to find the gate. He doesn't look very happy. After a little while, Peter found a door in the garden wall, but it was locked. Then a little mouse passed by him. Peter asked her the way to the gate. Since the mouse had a large pea in her mouth, she could not reply. Peter began to cry again. Then Peter wandered by a pond. A white cat sat at the edge of the pond looking at the fish. Peter didn't ask the cat the way to the gate. His cousin Benjamin Bunny had warned him to be careful of cats. Peter headed back toward the tool shed. Suddenly he heard the scratch noise of a hoe very close to him. Peter hid under a bush. When nothing happened, he climbed up into a wheelbarrow and looked over the top. The first thing he saw was Mr. McGregor working in the onion patch. His back was turned toward Peter. Just past Mr. McGregor, Peter could see the gate. Very quietly, Peter got down off the wooden wheelbarrow. He began running as fast as he could to the gate. Mr. McGregor saw him, but Peter slipped under the gate and out of the garden before Mr. McGregor could catch him. He ran as fast as he could all the way home. Mr. McGregor found Pete's jacket and shoes and made a scarecrow out of him. He wanted to frighten the blackbirds away. Meanwhile, Peter did not stop running until he got home. He was so tired that he flopped down on the sandy floor and closed his eyes. Peter's mother wondered what he had done with his clothes. It was the second pair of shoes and jacket that Peter had lost in the last 2 weeks. That night, Peter did not feel very well. His mother made him some tea and put him to bed. But Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail got to have bread and milk and berries for supper. The end. Boys and girls, I hope you have a fantastic week of learning with Mrs. Blackburn. I can't wait to see all of your work and all of the things that you've been up to this week. And yeah, have a great week, and I will see you soon. Bye.